Dragstor fans, this is Todd, and today I got the brand new Origins Dragstor, and he's in this box right here. Let's go ahead and open the outer box and let's take a look at this Dragstor. Oop, there goes my camera. And first of all, they show us, there he is, and it shows the figure, some blast effects, the ripcord, and his crossbow. What is it? Which a while ago they did not have the silhouettes on the box, so you couldn't tell what was in the box unless you opened it or you looked at the barcode on Google. So I'm kind of glad they now add the silhouettes so you can kind of figure out what's in the box. Because I have a bunch of boxes that are still sealed, and I go, okay, what's in this box? And I have to go type in the QR code here, or not the QR code, but the barcode here, and then see if Google will happen to say what it is, because they have it for sale on some website somewhere. But crazy. Open. There we go. And let's pull this out. Cool little protector piece. And inside here we have Dragstor. Dun 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 dun. All right, there he is. And he does look pretty cool. And there's the back of the box. So before we open them up, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the Dragstors of the past. So this here was the Dragstor from the 80s. And I just got him on eBay just for this video. And when I got him, it looked like there was nothing wrong with him in the picture, but the wheel did not spin. I was like, no, I could not get this wheel to spin. You can see now that I've messed with it. It's now spinning. I had to take a screwdriver and I jammed it in the side and kind of drug it up, and I heard it pop and snap, and then it popped into place, and now it's spinning. Now I did notice also there's a slight crack on the bottom here. When I went to pry this to get it out, I could see the crack opening up. So I'm guessing it cracked, and because of that it slid into place, or it slid out of place, and then it, caused the crack. Somehow the crack made this thing get off its track. But now it is spinning, because what I want to do is I want to test the ripcord of the new one to see if it works in the old one. Now, they had ones for sale that had ripcords, and I almost bought one with a ripcord, but I thought, you know what? Why spend that much on a ripcord if the one in this box works for the original? This is less money for the whole entire box than a ripcord on eBay just for this guy. So, what the heck? Might as well give it a shot. And he has very little articulation. His arms go up and down, and his head rotates kind of stiff, and then his legs do this 45 degree kind of spin, so you really can't do a lot with his legs. So he has these on his legs, supposed to be wheels, and then he has his elbows here that have little wear spots, and basically you put his elbows on the ground like that, you put his legs on the ground like that, and then you pull the ripcord and he takes off on his wheelie. So that's kind of a fun. Whoa, you didn't see him that time. Now his feet are dragging. Raise your legs. Woo! Anyway, so that's kind of how the old one used to work. So later we got one from Classics. Dun, 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 dun. Now Classics is cool because it's nicely articulated. Here's his wheels right here. You can tell they're wheels. And his one big wheel in his center does not spin. No! You could see that it is actually attached to the armor. Just a flat piece of rubber on here. And so it's a different... Oh, yeah, it looks like it might be a different piece of rubber on there. Or it may just be... painted. I can't tell. I think the red is painted. I think the black, that's what it is. The red has paint, and the whole thing's made of that black rubber. And so this guy, no rolling action whatsoever. No elbow pads, because he's not going to roll anyway. But his sculpt looks really cool. Now, the original one, when we got him, let me show you. This one's been altered. This happened to have an unopened Dragstor right here from Classics. Arrgh. The original one had a black torso, and I wasn't a fan of the black torso, so I used, I believe, Webstor's body to make a blue version. Now, going back and looking at the original, he had a darker body. Now, it wasn't black. It was like a dark blue with maybe a green tint in it, but it was a lot darker, but not black. So I don't know if mine, the one I bought, just is faded and it was supposed to be black originally, than this greenish blue dark color. But, all right, there we go. So now, it is time. It is time to open the new Origins one. And let's go ahead and, oh look, poor Prince Adam is trapped in the fright zone. In the fright zone! Oh, it's a two-headed creature. No directions on the bottom. Signs will have directions across the bottom on how these figures work when it's one in a box like this. Open, open. There we go. There we go. Oh, here's the directions right there. You put the ripcord, you pull the ripcord, you have him fling forward. Oh, you add the jets right here. So, bend them back, add the jets, put the ripcord in, rip it out, and let him burn rubber, baby. And it comes with a comic book as well. Let's take a look at this comic book. Let's see. Long ago, Dragstor wasn't a gruesome fusion of machine and man, but an athlete in his prime. The unearthed UK Masters of the Universe magazine number 50. What? Oh, that's just a reference. Quicksand. Caught by the Horde. And then the Horde changed him into the machine he is now. Which we've seen some other characters where the Horde changed them as well. Crazy, crazy. All right. So we have that. High velocity. It's just funny to show Skeletor and Evil Lyn on the front, but yet it's the Horde that changes him. Look at all these Pukas. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and one Puka to rule them all. Anyway, I'll get back to. So, let's pop out his cool little... Hey, they're flat. No, I thought they'd be perfectly round. No, they're flat, sort of. And here's his crossbow. This is a super deadly weapon. Be careful. You push it down, and while they're holding it, you push this, and pa-donk. Just enough to knock someone forward when you put it right next to them. So let me show you how this works. Let me show you the awesomeness of the crossbow. So you put it down. You get it really, really close to the person that you're going to hit with it. Oops. And then you push the button. And that's how it works. All right. Let's ripcord our ripcord out of here. And let's get him out. These scissors have seen better days. How could he be so stuck in there? So last time when I was talking about this figure, especially the one for classics, I said he has Superman boots. I was wrong. I went back and looked at both Superman, the 52 and the regular, and they are not. And I just had an extra pair of these boots from somebody. I just assumed they were the Superman boots, but now I know where they came from. All right, so let's talk about his articulation. He has ankle articulation, a boot cut, single jointed knee. His waist moves, or his hip. His waist does not turn because the wheel's in the way. His wheel turns. His shoulder moves. His elbow bends. His wrist goes back and forth on this side, and back and forth on this side, and his head moves too. Pop, 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 pop. And new feature on his elbows, he has elbow pads. There we go. All right, let's follow the directions. Stick in the flames. So now you have to decide. If you're going to shoot him from the top with your camera, you want the flames this way. If you're going to shoot him from the side, you're going to want to rotate them like that so you can see them better. But I wish I just made them round. Just make them round, Mattel. I'm going to stick them at a 45-degree angle. I think that looks the coolest. Okay, here goes the magic. That magic moment. Okay. There it is. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bend. 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 Let's rip this. Oh, you got a place for your thumb right there, too. Perfect. Here we go. Oh, I didn't have his arms up high enough. Oh! Burn rubber, baby. Okay. It's time to try this again, because attempt number 1 was a failure. Rocket Man! Da 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 da. Excuse me. All right, if you look at this ripcord, it's got a solid line right here on the edge, and that goes in just like so. Now that I know what I'm doing, this should be much easier. All right, here we go. Oh! And now I got a streak of paint on his wheel from this painted surface. All right, very cool. That could be fun on a kitchen floor. I'm sure he'll take off. Maybe I'll shoot some footage of him on the floor. But now let's check and see, will this work with this one? It's just a little bit too wide. What a bummer. What a bummer. It will not work. Now, even if I was to sand this down, you can see the gear in there. This edge right here would ride on the gear. So you have to actually take off this whole edge all the way along for this to work. That'd be a lot of effort. Let me zoom this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See that? Focus, focus. Focus. See that edge right there? So, unfortunately, to make the old one work, I'm going to have to actually buy the other ripcord. Now, if I remember correctly, I had like an old Batman ripcord from something that I used to have for mine. From the 90s Keaton era, probably. But that is pretty cool. I love action features. Masters of the Universe was born on action features. Starting with He-Man having his punch, and then from that point forward, all the other figures having some sort of action feature of some sort. Now I could see his chin getting worn off pretty easy. Or getting worn down the paint. But that is pretty cool. So, what are my future plans? My future plans, dun dun dun, is to take one of these and merge it with this. Because if you take a look, Oh, it's funny too, in Classics, they gave us this instead of the ripcord. See, it's got a ripcord-esque to it, and then put an axe on it. Anyway, because if you look at the torso, it's about the same size as Classics. So if I was to heat these legs up and remove them, rip off the arms here. Ugh. Urgh. Now his arms don't rip off, but you can see the torso is just a little bit skinnier, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And then tear this, not this one, I'd open the new one. Shoop. Tear him apart and somehow make the arms retrofit on to these and the legs retrofit, and then I'd have a Classics version that the wheel actually works. And that would be cool. That would be cool. Now, I don't know about the backpack because it is one integral piece, so I don't get to use the bigger backpack. Now, people all the time tell me, they're like, just put a wheel in his stomach. It's not going to work because his waist turns right there. And there's a lot of articulation right in that area. He has the ab crunch there and everything else. So if you were to take and rip that open and make it fit a wheel, you'd have to literally bondo everything together down here to make it work. I mean, you could probably have the legs not bondoed, but you'd have to have the waist bondoed and the ab crunch bondoed, and it'd just be a lot of effort. And then you'd still have to figure out a way to put the ripcord in there too. So it'd just be easier just to use this torso here. And it's just a little smaller, not a lot smaller. So I think that's going to work. Now, I do have the Masterverse one on the way as well in January. And so I might wait till January to see if the Masterverse body might just work out better. I'm guessing, though, the Masterverse is not going to have the ripcord feature. It'd be so cool if they did give us the ripcord feature in that. But I'm guessing probably not so. All right, well, I think that is all that I have. So let me go ahead and shoot some footage of him zipping around the kitchen floor, and then I'll come back. All right, well, that was kind of fun, but a little gutless from what I was expecting. I was hoping he would zip across the floor and smack his head on the other side of the kitchen, but yep, not as fast as I was hoping, but still kind of fun, kind of cool. I did let my granddaughter try a couple times, and she was able to do it herself, and she's only 4, so that worked out pretty good. All right, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next video. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!